In this video, we will talk about online submission options in Canvas. At the end of this video, you will be able to state your options for students submitting assignments online, show your students the basics of the tool, generate ideas of when you could use each option. If you want students to complete and turn in an assignment on their iPad, Canvas has a lot of options for that. This video will cover your options when you choose Online under the Submission section when you build an assignment. Canvas has several options that can replace other third-party resources. You can use the video recording option, which can replace Flipgrid. The video recording option also lets students turn off the webcam and only record their voice. The annotation feature allows students to stay in Canvas and not have to navigate to another site to use Cami. The text entry feature acts as a word processor. It is limited compared to Google Docs, but it does the same basic features. You can still use options like Flipgrid or Cami, but for some students and situations, it might make more sense to stay within the assignment. And we probably can all share stories of times those other apps didn't work. Let's look at how these would work from a student perspective. The annotation feature, or where you mark up a text, is an important skill we all work on with our students. Cami is a great app, but sometimes has too many tools, or like I mentioned before, you simply don't want to use it. You can upload a file and students can annotate right in the Canvas assignments. They can leave comments, highlight, draw, or write, create a text box, and even draw attention to a passage with the shape feature and then leave comments on the side. Let's look at some of these features in more detail. The comment balloon here lets students drop an icon by a sentence or paragraph and then links to that comment off to the side of the page. So for example, I've clicked on the icon, I could have my color choices. Maybe I click it here beside the title and then comment, great title. The highlight feature, of course, lets students highlight a section of text. If I click on that, I have my choices, and then I can go through and maybe highlight a certain passage or phrase. And even that lets me leave a comment if I would need to. Students can create a text box with various colors and backgrounds. So I can click on here and I can have color choices. I could have a background color as well as sizes. This button lets them draw and or write, which we're very used to with our students. They kind of figure that out naturally, where I can draw with my stylus or my crayon and again make a comment if I needed to. Both the text box and the drawing icon would allow students to answer questions you've included on the handout like I'm showing here. So maybe I'm having my students read and annotate this article, and then I'm going to have them answer questions. Students that felt comfortable writing could do so, or students that wanted to make a text box instead could do that and text in this area as well. They can also strike through text with this icon. So that would make more sense, I think, if they were editing their writing, but maybe they decided this paragraph is not needed or that sentence is not needed. So strike through is pretty straightforward. And then the last button here lets them draw a shape around a passage or an image to make a comment. So maybe they want to make a box around this question for some reason, and then they're leaving a comment to analyze or their thoughts, whatever you wanted them to do. I won't spend much time on the text feature, as it's probably the one we're all familiar with. Just as they can in Google Docs, students can type a response and have access to different font styles and sizes. They can also insert images or tables as needed for the assignment. So you would see very similar toolbar options they would have in Google Docs. They would be very comfortable with this as well. Font size, paragraph style, bold, italics, color. Here they could insert a picture or other media styles. They could also insert things like a table. All right, now let's look at the video and audio recording. This can be found under this media button here. This feature is straightforward, and there are not a lot of buttons or features for students to get lost in. It is a very basic recording tool. This might be nice if you wanted an introductory assignment at the beginning of the year, or an option for the students who physically struggle with writing or typing. I also think it could be great for ASL at the high school. All they have to do is click record media right here, and they can start recording. I'm not going to click it in this video as it can cause some problems while I'm recording, but this is where students would click. It'll automatically assume they want to be in the recording and bring up the webcam. Students then have the option to turn the webcam off before hitting record again to start speaking. They will have the option to preview their recording or try again before deciding they are done and ready to submit. The other icon, like the rocket ship, on the right would let them upload a recording they had already done. Maybe they recorded with their camera app and want to upload that to the assignment. If that is the case, then they can click on the Upload Media button over here on the right, navigate through their iPad, and find the file. I didn't mention these at the beginning of the video, but there are 2 more options you can select when in the online submission part of creating an assignment. You can choose Web URL if you need students to submit a website they've created. It simply brings up the box for their website. Or you can also click on File Upload or Upload, and they can upload whatever file you've requested. It could be a video or an audio, a document, slides, a picture, any file type they've already created. And they can do that by clicking here, or even then bringing up the webcam and going through the same process we just covered. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to go back to previous videos on how to make an assignment and continue on to the next video that shows you other assignment options.